Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some mostly cloudy conditions this morning, as well as some mild temperatures and slightly breezy conditions as well. But we'll see a pretty nice day ahead as we move into a period of some milder weather over the next couple of days. But with that, we'll see some breezy to windy conditions, as well as a few rain chances moving through the area. If we look at the current surface analysis, we have this area of high pressure on the periphery of the local region. We'll see that continue to move off to the east-southeast and keep a fairly tight pressure gradient over the region as we go into the day on Tuesday. That's going to keep some breezy conditions around, and we'll see this area of low pressure up in central Canada start to continue to move eastward into the northeast part of the country. So that's going to help keep the pressure gradient tight, as well as bring some warm front through the area with a chance of some precip, as well as some increased mild temperatures. And then as we get later in the day and overnight Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see it bringing a cold front through the region as well, with another chance of rain, as well as a return to more seasonable temperatures. If we look at the current weather this morning, just have a broken deck around 9,000 feet. Winds slightly breezy out of the south-southwest at 15 knots, seeing a few peak winds up to 21 knots this morning. Temperature around 43 degrees and the relative humidity is at 82%. If we look at our current visible satellite, we see that 9,000-foot cloud layer starting to move eastward, and we should see that start to clear out of here as we go over the next hour or two. We'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions, and mainly just some high clouds as we move through the remainder of the day, and then some additional cloud cover building in as we get into the evening time. If we look at the European model here over the next couple of days, see how things play out. Again, expecting dry conditions as we move through the day today, with just some slightly breezy conditions, but not expecting a wind advisory at this time. And then as we go into the evening time frame, we'll start to see those clouds building back in. You can see the model here indicating we'll see a very slight chance of maybe a light sprinkle moving through the area, but we'll have a hard time making it to the surface, so not looking very likely, and if anything, maybe just a few raindrops falling, but nothing too impactful. And then as we go past the midnight time frame, we continue with mainly dry conditions, things staying pretty mild and mostly cloudy as we go through Tuesday morning. And to start the day on Tuesday, we'll start to see some partly cloudy conditions, but then once again, we'll see those clouds continue to build in, becoming mostly cloudy to overcast. And then as we get into the later afternoon and into the evening, we start to see a chance of some rain showers moving through the area. That continues as we go overnight and into the early morning hours on Wednesday. A very slight chance of seeing any thunder or lightning with these showers, but overall you can see that tight pressure gradient there signifying we'll see some breezy conditions through the day on Tuesday. Good chance of seeing a wind advisory, and then that chance will increase as we go into Tuesday evening and early on Wednesday morning, where we'll see even stronger winds, so likely seeing a wind advisory by this time frame here, and that continues as we go into the day on Wednesday. Should see most of the rain early Wednesday morning, and then a break in that rain activity. Could see a few lingering light showers, but as we start the day on Wednesday, we'll see initially dry conditions and then another chance of a few showers for the early part of the day, continue windy conditions, and then as we get into the afternoon, we see a better chance of showers moving through as that cold front approaches, mainly late afternoon and into the evening time frame. And again, some windy conditions through the day here, with those winds possibly up to 40 miles per hour. So if we look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll see slightly breezy conditions as we move through most of the day today. Winds out of the south-southwest, 9 to 14 knots, with our peak winds up around 20 to 21 knots before we start to see that taper off for the later part of the afternoon. But again, seeing clearing skies with partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions for much of the day today, and we'll see temperatures fairly mild with a high around 57 degrees. As we go into the evening, we'll see those clouds building back in, likely seeing a ceiling develop around 6,000 feet. That's going to help to keep things mild through the overnight, but we'll see those winds calming down out of the south at 6 to 11 knots. We'll see the temperatures falling to around 45 degrees, and then maybe creeping up a bit as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday, as we get a those winds out of the south-southwest increasing up to 9 to 14 knots to start the day. Tides are running normal for today, and if we look at the next couple of days, we'll see some partly cloudy conditions to start the day on Tuesday, and then again becoming mostly cloudy to overcast, and we'll have that chance of rain showers moving in during the later part of the afternoon into the evening, and we'll see some breezy and mild conditions, so an orange risk for that precip threat, again mainly for the later part of the afternoon, moving through into the evening time frame, and then we have that orange risk for those winds that are above 25 knots, so a good chance of seeing a wind advisory with a high around 61 degrees, so very mild for this time of year. And as we go into Tuesday evening, continued cloudy conditions, and then this rain chances continue mainly for the first part of the evening, and then so we keep that orange risk for precip. We'll continue to see some breezy conditions as well, with some even stronger wind gusts, so picking up a red risk for those winds that are above 25 knots, and a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings of visibilities. With those shower chances, a very slight chance of an embedded thunderstorm with that activity, but otherwise should see a break in the activity again as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. But as we go into Wednesday, we'll continue to see cloudy conditions, and then we'll have another chance of some light rain showers moving through for the morning on Wednesday, and then the better chance of rain moves through as we get into the evening time frame, most likely after the work day. But right now, looking at a very slight chance of thunderstorms with that as well. Otherwise, we'll see windy conditions. Could see those wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour for our Wednesday. So keeping that red risk for those winds that are above 25 knots. But another very mild day with a high around 64 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.